fire this up.
Oh.
What's up, viewers? Welcome to This Week in MLS.
That was a heck of an intro,
I thought this was
dude.
a takeover show. I thought that we all got to take the fans.
Is
got
it a
to take
Calen takeover show?
Well, I consider myself one of the fans of the show. I watch the show a lot, you know. I try and learn
I don't
from
know
my
if that's a
mistakes.
good look for us. Anyway, it is a takeover show. So guys, we asked you to give us your questions, your comments, and some of you delivered. So we're gonna
Some good ones
address
in there,
those.
some juicy stuff.
We got some juicy stuff. But before we get to all of your comments, we have to start. There was one game. The Colorado Rapids traveled to Houston, and this one ended up having big implications for those Western Conference playoff seedings. The Rapids picked up the 3-2 win behind 2 goals from Dominic Baji, and now they are just 2 points behind Dallas with the game in hand. And Calen, my question for you is, where do you see them kind of falling into this Supporters Shield race?
They are in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think because Dallas, you think, had it locked up, but of course, game's in hand. They are there for a reason. And Colorado has them now. They're 2 points back with 2 games to go.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a chance to win the Supporters Shield. I think it'd be huge for a club that was picked last place to start the season. Andrew Wiebe wrote an article on our website,
snap.
basically giving himself a hard time for picking against him. Andrew, you're not alone. A lot of people picked against him. And what Pablo Mastroeni and these guys have done has been incredible. Baji, late in the season, he's a guy to watch in the playoffs too.
Definitely, and they also secured that first round bye, which is huge.
Yes.
So
nobody wants to go to
good
Colorado.
job, good job, Colorado.
In the playoffs.
All right, so let's get to some viewer questions.
Except me, I want to go to Colorado in the playoffs.
I love Colorado.
Yeah.
It's great.
I even got my vest.
You're
I'm ready to go.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, guys, you were so awesome. You gave us some questions. Jonathan Densa, hello. One of your questions. Calen, we talk a lot about, especially towards this time of year, you know, the MVP awards, Coach of the Year, but Jonathan wants to know who your newcomer of the year is.
Well, Jonathan, nice of you to ask. It's newcomer of the year is usually a guy that comes to the beginning of the season, but I think this time it's going to be different. Seattle's Nicholas Lodeiro. Now, when you look at where Seattle was before he came, July 31st and on, 7-1-3. I mean, that's a huge turnaround.
Throwing out numbers.
And he's been a big part of it with 3 goals and 8 assists. That's a lot of production in a short span, and now it looks like Seattle's going to be in the playoffs, and it's really thanks to him. So he should take this award.
I like that choice. All right, another Jonathan weighed in. Jonathan B. David, big fan of the show.
Definitely.
He wants to know, Calen, who your MVP is and who your Coach of the Year is.
Coach of the Year is easy. Mastroeni is going to get it. He may not have a contract. Colorado, figure that out. But he is going to take home this Coach of the Year award, much deserved, as we mentioned before. And then for MVP, I'm going with, you know, who I think the MVP is, because this is my award.
Go with your heart.
I don't know who's going to win it.
Go with what's in your heart, Calen.
But Sasha Kljestan, to me, has been the best player consistently throughout the season. People will say he's going to be hurt because BWP is scoring so many goals, and they're going to split the vote. I don't see it that way. I think, you know, BWP would give Sasha a lot of the credit. And he's done it without Dax for a stretch this season. And I just think he's been the most influential player throughout the year. I know they won the Supporters Shield last year, but I don't care. This is just who I think should win the award, and Sasha's been the best for me.
I like it. All right, so Edwardino has a question about Orlando. And I absolutely saw them as ending the season above the red line. Clearly, I was wrong. I think a lot of people were. But Edwardino wants to know.
Edwardino? Is he related to Ronaldinho? That's amazing.
Wants to know what went wrong.
Consistency. You know, they have the talent, but they weren't able to consistently get results. They either scored a bunch of goals, they could win 4-0 or lose 4-0. You never quite knew what you were going to get with Orlando throughout the season. Obviously, it cost Adrian Heath his job. And then Jason Kreis tried to come in, but just didn't have a lot of time. It's tough to turn things around so quickly. And the results showed that. So they shot themselves in the foot late in the season. Now, I think looking forward, it's up to Jason now to figure out who in that group belongs there going forward, whether it's a matter of just getting time working within the system, having a full preseason, or if he needs to make some changes. I do expect there to be changes anytime you don't make the playoffs with a good roster. There's always going to be changes. Now, they've already changed the coach, so now it's time, if you're a player right now, these last games and into the offseason, you better be on your A game in training.
All right, Calen, well, speaking of Orlando, Matthew McTurnan was one of our YouTube commenters, and you like to get in there and comment with the fans, but he wanted to know who some of your best young players in the league are, other than Kyle Larin, because we already know that he's your boy.
Yes, he is, but I think some of the other young guys that I really like, I think some of the Dallas guys, they've got some pretty good ones. Kellen Acosta is probably my favorite young guy to watch right now, a guy I think has a really bright future with the men's national team. Walker Zimmerman, another guy in the back. Ulloa, there's got some really good pieces there in Dallas. So I think if I were to pick one team to highlight, we talked about the homegrown players for Dallas, but I think these guys in particular deserve more credit than they get.
I like it. See, and we're talking about Dallas again.
Yeah.
Yay, Dallas fans. All right, Calen, and last question we have. This is from Brett.
What's up, Brett?
Brett wants to know if New England has a shot at making the playoffs. Right now, they're 3 points behind the Union.
Does Brett just go by one name, like he's a Brazilian?
That's all we got.
Okay.
Brett.
I like it, Brett. I would say they've got 2 games left. Same thing with Philadelphia Union, but the Union have 3 points on them. So I'm riding with the Union on this one.
Okay.
Sorry, Brett.
Oh.
I don't know which fans he.
Calen Carr is breaking hearts.
Yeah.
Left and right.
Come on, Kai, score a bunch. And Kai might score 12 goals though and get them in the playoffs. You never know.
All right. So Calen, guess what it's time for?
What's that?
Did you see that?
Oh, they're going to say coffee.
Well, that too. It's always time for
But first
coffee.
coffee.
It's early. It is Monday and it is early. But yeah, so what did you see this weekend that you liked?
My favorite moment of the weekend is I always watch the coaches' press conferences. I don't know who else does that, but I always watch the press conference after the game, especially certain people, and Pablo Mastroeni is one of my favorites. Let's roll sound on Pablo.
This concept that you have to beat teams 5-0 or 4-0 is really foreign to me. The game of football is played to win, and a great offense is scoring more goals than your opponent on the day. That's football. Everyone else is make-believing some fairy dust stuff.
I've been saying this all season. People talk about the Rapids not being able to score goals. I don't care. And I love that Pablo just got gangster with it. And it's like, what is this, like fairy dust? Or what is
got
this
gangster.
magic? Yeah, you just got to be like, the point is to win the games. You know, you hear in other sports, who's that, the NFL coach is like, you play to win the game. And I think that was our MLS moment. So shout out to Pablo in Colorado. This is a team I picked to go to MLS Cup.
I like it.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. Okay, so if we're focusing on this game, it's easy to go with the goals, but I'm gonna go with Dylan Powers with 2 assists on the Baji goals, and they were actually really lovely. And I wanna give some credit to Dylan.
Ah, that's a nice way to describe an assist.
Thank you.
I like that.
All sunshine and flowers this morning. So I have good news, guys. You don't have to wait long to see Calen and I, because we will be a part of our live Week 33 coverage this weekend. On Sunday, our live pregame show starts at 2 p.m. And postgame coverage starts at 7:30 p.m. Calen and I are going to be doing some social media stuff for the show, taking notes.
I just want to make sure I show up on time. Yes.
You better.
I'm fired up.
Can't carry this load.
This is the best time of year. It really is. Like,
Yeah.
this is your first playoff run.
I know.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I feel like a lot is going to happen.
It is. This is the best time of year, and we're blowing the roof off. Big production, big set. I'm going to feel very famous.
Fancy
I may
set.
throw on a sport coat. Watch
Are we
out
going
for
to get
that.
dressed up? Are we going to?
I'm going to get dressed up.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to up our fashion game for this one. Guys, thank you so much for all your questions and comments.
The takeover. These guys took over the show.
You guys took over, and I think
cool.
this was one of our best shows yet. Thanks,
Say
guys.
why.
We'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching.